This scanner has great live data, and you know what? It'll do a bunch of tests too.
3, 2, 1.
Good day everyone, GarageKing here, and today we're going to review the Launch X431 Pro TT. Yes, I did buy it, shipped to GarageKing YouTube. Why do I buy these scanners? Well, I get a decent amount of views, and you know what, to be honest, I just like doing them. Anyway, this one is very special because it's got an OBD1 component, so it'll actually service the older vehicles. So this one came with a Mercedes-Benz 38-pin, a Chrysler 6-pin, Honda 3-pin, Toyota 22-pin, Toyota 17-pin, Kia 20-pin, General Motors 12-pin, quite popular, Ford 6+1-pin, and a BMW 20-pin. Now here's a closer look and you can see all the adapters. So if you have an 80s or 90s vehicle, this will appeal to you. Now, in addition, it also came with some other stuff. Here we got a Mercedes-Benz 14-pin, a Nissan 14+16-pin, and we also got a Hyundai and Mitsubishi 12 and 16-pin. So that means if you have an 80s or 90s vehicle, you are definitely going to want to check out the kit. Now, the other thing is OBD1 needs power. It does not have power, so it does have two external power sources. One is a lighter that plugs in, and the other one just connects to the battery. Now, if you're getting a little bit confused with all these adapters, it does come with a nice legend. So very, very easy. So let's check out the brains of the operation. Here is the actual launch itself. So this is the X431 Pro TT. Once you open up the box, you can see very good quality box. I really like the double doors because you can put a lot of nice things in there. This is the OBD2 cable that we're going to use. Then we get an AC power cord, and then also there's another cord, a USB, if you want to hook your Launch X431 Pro TT up to a computer. And here we have what Launch calls the VCI. So this is a Bluetooth module. So this is where we're going to hook all of our adapters up, and you'll see me as I test it out how it works. It actually works quite fabulous. Here is the unit itself. Very sturdy, camera on the back, speakers. The one thing I did notice that, you know, it maybe should have had was one of those stands that pop out at the back, but that's okay. We can live without that. Setup is quite easy, and the quick start guide gives you a good overview of that. One of the cool features that it did have is the camera apparently can take a picture of your VIN and set the scanner up for you for whatever vehicle you're working on. So I thought that was kind of neat. First time I've seen that. So now when we fire it up, we can see it is checking for updates. And then it's going to prompt you to set it up. So you got to have a username, a little logon, there's a serial number of the scanner, the code they give you, punch it in, and voila, you are all done. Next thing it's going to do is it just updates, and I must say it does do it relatively quick. I have had scanners that work quite slow, and I found that this one is actually quite quick. The video right here is not sped up, so this is real time. So it's actually, it worked quite quick, and I was impressed by that. Now it's got a bunch of service functions, as you can see. Now one of the ones I was actually looking for is for the instrument cluster for, you know, if you have to change the mileage on a vehicle or odometer correction. And it didn't have it, and for a pricey scanner I thought it should, but you know what, I actually found it a different way later on. So I found a better way than going through the service functions. But as a quick start, they are easy to use. Now from the front page there you saw, you can get into a bunch of other stuff. Here is key programming, so you can see there's a whole bunch of stuff on key programming. If we go down here, here's another screen. Maybe if we click the actuator button, we can see what we can do. Let's just click actuator. There you go. And then you can see we can just turn things on and off. But I found these quick functions, what they do is they're just more generalized. We even have a scope. So if you click here, scope, there's sort of a demo of what a scope should look like. However, you do need to have scope leads. The scanner obviously can't read. You're going to have to put something on your high tension wires if you wanted to run a scope. Same with the multimeter. But the nice thing is it'll just tell you it's not connected, and you know that it's something that you have to get. So let's try it out in real life and let's just see what happens. So first things first, we're just going to plug it in right here. We can see our three lights, power, vehicle, and the blue one means it's connecting. Now here you go. You can see here's our main screen. Now just wanted to hit the module button to see other modules. So for example, we're going to go in the toolbox right here. Now say we want to do some charge testing. So we can hit the BST360 right here. Now you have to buy this separately. So what it's going to tell you is as soon as you try to run a test, it's just not going to work because obviously it's not finding it. You don't have it. So anything that the scanner needs additional, you will have to purchase. Even here for key programming, we can go read transponder here, and you can see there's another adapter we have to get. Now you're probably saying, well, the scanner's not good because it can't do a lot of things. Actually, it does a ton of stuff. The thing is, most other scanners won't even do this, but at least with this one, it's very expandable. That's what I really liked. So anyway, let's keep moving along here. We're in the Honda right now, 16P DLC. We are in Canada, so I'm going to click off Canada, and we're going to let it load. and we're going to see exactly what we can do. Now, by the way, this is an Acura MDX that I'm working on right now, so we'll just run some tests. Now here, obviously I sped it up, and this is the best way to get to all of the functions through the system scan. So you're gonna do a system scan, and what it does is it'll bring up every single module in the vehicle, and then you can go in that module and you can find out exactly what each module can do in terms of actuation tests, special tests, live data, codes, etc. So here, right now, I'm in the ECM for the engine, and you can see there's engine metrics or parameters. It's reading the engine. Now, say we want a graph. All we're gonna do is we're gonna highlight a few things here. We're gonna go compare, and there you go. You can see there's just some random stuff that I have here. Now I flipped it up to 1 because I just picked one right here. I'll give the engine maybe a little rev, and you can see we got our live data. Works perfect. Now if I want to click a few things, maybe just add a few things more, make it look a little better, you can see there's some more stuff. Now if we want to compare them, we can even overlay them. So the functions of the scanner are very good, and for Bluetooth it works fantastic. I had absolutely no issues with that. So let's go have some fun. Let's try some activation tests. So what are we going to try first? So let's shut off the fuel pump when it's running. So let's see what happens. Take a listen to this. Hopefully you can hear this. And there you go. You can see the engine just died. Now let's try the radiator fan. And that was the radiator fan. Now I'm checking the seat weight sensor, and I'm actually graphing it. So I can do that as well. So that is pretty cool. Let's see what else we got in here. There's the windows. We can control the windows. Here comes the horn. Hang on. Door locks. Let's try our door locks. Let's get in here and try our door locks. Now, if you've had those annoying EVAP codes, it'll actually do an EVAP test. So let's check it out. It's telling us to take the fuel cap off, so we're gonna do that. We gotta wait. Okay, now let's tighten our fuel cap. All right, next up, now we're gonna run the engine. Tells us not to press the throttle. It's performing the test. And it tells us our EVAP is normal. Don't need a gas cap, so that is good. The other thing I'll just say right now is I really liked how you can hold it anyway and it doesn't matter. The screen will just adapt to whatever you're doing. Another test I found, which was kind of cool, was a climate control test. So watch this. And what it's doing is it blows the air through your feet, through defrost, through the vents. It's changing everything around. It's still working. And there you go. Take a look at this on the factory, I guess, display there. It shows all those codes, if there were codes, but I don't have any. Now I want to keep moving along. So we just got to keep going. So once again, we'll do the system scan, and let's see what other modules we can find. So let's go into the gauges. So let's see what we got inside the gauges. So maybe we can do a test or something like that. Let's go into our special functions right here for our gauges. That's fine. We'll just click OK. Now say for example we want to replace our instrument cluster. So there you go, want to replace it. So gauge lock release. Now it says the lock of the gauge control unit will be released. Is this the original gauge connected to the vehicle? I'm going to cancel that. It is the original, but let's see if we can write data. Notice, readout data must be performed first. Okay, so the tester has no data about this vehicle. So let's read and let's see what happens. Okay, we'll go to read. Caution, once a tester has been read, the data cannot be rewritten to the original gauge. So it's going to take the mileage off this cluster, and it looks like it will transfer it to another cluster. So not wanting to replace the cluster just yet on this vehicle. So let's just leave that and we'll be okay. Now we can do a self-diagnostic on the gauge cluster, and you can see there's a full gauge sweep as well as all the lights. So that's kind of handy to use. And you know what? If anyone's listening to this part right now, I think I'm going to use this for the thumbnail in this video. So we'll do some more tests in the background while I give you my final thoughts. So just like the little thumbs up that you saw there, I do give this thing a thumbs up. It does a ton of things. And one of the things that really intrigued me about this was the fact that it would do OBD1. I have a friend that has an older vehicle, and I'm going to try it on that and see if it works, because there's not too many scanners that'll do OBD1 anymore. So I love this thing. And anyway, if you have any questions or comments, please let me know below. GarageKing over and out.